Look, Anthony, I was once that girl who spent hundreds of dollars on hair and makeup and nails. And when you broke, you're going to finally realize that none of that stuff is important, right? Because a pandemic's going to come. Where are you going to go with the hair? Where are you going to go with the nails?
Come on.
You know what I mean?
You are an author of your newest book called Dump Debt and Build Bank, The Everyday Chick's Guide to Money. Yo, dump the debt, stack this money.
Stack that money.
Let's talk about this. The Everyday Chick's Guide to Money. Give me some principles that every chick needs to know when it comes to dumping debt and stacking this money.
First of all, you got to get on a budget. But before I even get into like the technical stuff, the tactical stuff, the first thing that I actually address in that book is your mindset, addressing the things that you grew up understanding about money as a child. And I have affirmations in there because I believe that we were all created to live an abundant life. And so until you believe that, you won't take the steps necessary to reach that life that was already predestined for you. So first and foremost, get your mind right. And then we're going to get on a budget. And then we're going to start attacking the debt. We're going to call our lenders. We're going to make plans. And if you're paying off debt right now, like now is the best time because you aren't paying interest. You're getting right to the principal. But being smart and strategic about paying off your debt. And then once you pay off your debt, let's talk about building wealth. Let's talk about how do we end the wage gap for women by asking for a raise and negotiating raises. We're going to talk about creating multiple streams of income, starting businesses. But then I even go even deeper. Once you have a family, let's talk about having an estate plan. Let's talk about having life insurance. All those things that I think a lot of books tend to miss, but are so important, especially for women. If you want to have, you need to have an estate plan for your children and for your family. You need to have life insurance.
Come on. Listen, let's go back to the mind. Let's go back to your number one thing that you address in your book, the mind.
Yep.
I think on both sides, I can only speak from a male side and then speculate from a female side. So you help me out from the female side. Is it true that most ladies feel as if they have to look a certain way, so they're willing to spend money on hair? You look good, got your hair done, got your hair long, you know what I'm saying? They spend extra money on the makeup because they want to make sure their face is not flawless. They spend extra money on the nice clothes. And so one thing I love what you said is before you get to the practical, have an understanding of where you come from. Because if all you saw were your parents and your family spending all this money to look a certain way, to come off a certain way, you don't care how much money you come from. How do we address that young lady that's probably upset with me on YouTube right now for saying this, but internally she knows, yeah, I'll spend $1,500 on a bag. Yeah, I'll spend, $1,000 on some weave. I'll do this. And don't even have $500 in their bag just so they can look a certain way. Address that for me. Am I off? Am I wrong? I'll give you the floor to tell me, Anthony, you dead wrong.
Look, Anthony, I was once that girl who spent hundreds of dollars on hair and makeup and nails. And when you broke, you're going to finally realize that none of that stuff is important, right? Because a pandemic's going to come. Where are you going to go with the hair? Where are you going to go with the nails?
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
So I do believe that women do want to have some aspect of self-care when it comes to their presentation. But one thing I'll tell you that I did when I was getting out of debt, I stopped going to get my hair done professionally. I stopped going to get my nails done. I stopped buying all the makeup and I learned how to do it on my own. So if you really want to get serious about your finances, but still look cute, learn to do it yourself. Learn to DIY, be resourceful. And I think when you have a hunger to get out of debt, to get your finances together, to leave generational wealth, you'll get resourceful. We always figure out a way to do what we want to do.
We really do. And I think sometimes we become lazy. I watched my mom. She was working 3 jobs. I remember a Christmas. We went over to our friend's house on Christmas Day, and we brought our toys over there, and we were so excited about our toys. But then when we saw what our other friends, our other peers got, we started crying. And my mom came back home and said, that's the last Christmas my kids will cry. And so for the next Christmas, the next years and years. My mom didn't work one job. She worked 3 jobs from September to December 13th, every single year, just to make sure that we had a good Christmas. So I say all that to say is you're right. People will find a way when you really want to find a way. Right. And it's like, I trust me, as a single man, I want a beautiful woman. As a brother, I can't tell the difference between $1,000 weave and $1,000 wig and a $100 wig, just as long as you look good.